single time in the endgame. You know, it's a draw, and then suddenly it's not.
Look at the reaction of the chat. These are the games that make world number one Merlin Carmichael the absolute goat of chess. Magician-like technique. He's playing D-Laz, that's young Denis Lazavik, in this game. It's round 7 of the round robin stage, and yes, I know it's the final today. I'm afraid I can't get to that one right now. I'm out with some friends at this moment. Should be back with you on Sunday with that final recap. Let's check this one out. Magnus goes pawn to e4. We get the aggressive Sicilian from Denis. These ponies developing, and bishop b5 done with a whoosh is the Rossolimo variation. Now after e6, Le Francais, Denis whispering on guard. Why does Magnus give up his bishop? Is he really the world's most elite general manager? Well, this is his point. The pawns are shattered there. He wants to play against them. Starts with this pawn to b3 move, and now how about this? f6. There's a move to make our overlord and protector Fans Heingold wince. Magnus castles the king, and now it just gets better. Knight h6. What crazy development is this? Even Arnold Carlsen has to have a word at this point.
Der Springer an dem Rimmer ist ein absolut Wiener Schnitzel.
So bishop b2 looking very natural, but Magnus doesn't play it. He plays c3 here, sets up the old umbrella pawn formation or upside down bathtub, and we're gonna see the point. After knight f7 he expands in the center. Yes, black gets to repair the pawn structure, but look at the domination, the grip on the 5th rank. So Denis immediately fights against it. Good move. Magnus takes the space offered, and bishop d6 looks slightly clumsy on top of the pawn here, but it sets up this dark squared strategy. Magnus now puts a pony on the edge. Is he gone mad? No, it's headed for that massive c4 square, but first the rook is under fire. You could play Chewbacca's favourite move, Wookiee 1, but it isn't played. Magnus sticks this one in the center. That one's chopped. It's an absolute beast, easily worth a bishop on that square, and we see some of the points here of Denis's play. You know, he's got that grip in compensation for Magnus's space. So castles is played. We get rook b1. It's where they belong. Open files. Now queen c7 connects those rooks. Bishop e3. The file is challenged, and queen d3 sets up a lovely pyramid of Giza. Now the rook can recapture on b1 after the exchange. The file is challenged, and you can play different moves here, right? Just wait on the position a bit or take off the rooks, but Magnus whispers, do you even rook lift, bro, as he brings that one to the 3rd, offering a change of pawn structure, and Denis is so impressed he plays some copycat chess here. Look at the arbiters, very impressed by this exchange of play. Really beautiful scenes, and after g3 on the board, preparing to tuck that king into bed, we get knight e5. That's a beast, has to be chopped, and watch this. King g2 takes, now played by Denis. No idea why he decided that was the moment, but he did. He's sat there, I'm sat here. World keeps spinning. h6 and f4. It's Prawnageddon. Magnus gaining space, but it is a level position. He's got the space, but there's not so many pieces on the board. How are you going to make progress? He could have just sat around there, bishop d2, nudged the queen, but he's going direct here. Bang, f5, trying to undermine the structure and not recapture straight away. Oh, he flicks in a check. Very spicy move that, because now when the king moves, he can recapture, and he's just got something to nibble on.
Mushrooms.
You know, the pawn on c5 is weak. He's got some more space. The black king is slightly more compromised. So bishop f8 is now played. King h3 from Magnus, and queen e7 hits the undefended bishop. It saves itself, of course. He's world number one. He saw it coming. Queen e2 now played, and it looks to set up the pogo stick repetition threefold. That would be a draw. Some grandmasters even practice their pogo sticking in their spare time, as you can see on screen here. This is some actual footage of one of the top grandmasters, but we don't see it here. because Magnus goes queen e6, offers the exchange of the ladies. You don't want to do that. Give this monster past pawn right now, the king rushing in, so instead we get the check. King g2 and queen d1 played, hitting the b3 pawn, and we need to talk about the clock. Denis is down to seconds here, 6 seconds. Getting a bit of time back per move, maybe 2 seconds, that's increment, but Magnus can have a think now. He goes into the tank. How can he make progress? He starts with queen f7, burns 2 minutes doing so, hits the bishop here and covers the perpetual check from h5. We still get the check played. Important that you do this, because then after king h3, don't go queen f1 check, make the king run up here, and then your bishop is trapped, but now go bishop e7, and with the queen on e2, you just hold things together. How can Magnus make progress? He's trying it with this move here, and it's actually forcing the queens off the board, or the bishop's dropping, right? This one now recaptures, and didn't we just talk about the fact that this endgame looks totally lost, right, for black? Well, Denis finds some great defense here. He starts with king to h7, and the point is, if you go king g4, preparing to rush in, not played, well, you can start with g5, pick up this tempo, and then rush in with king g6. And even with this pawn dropping, you get this quick move in, then this, and this one's dropping, of course. Different game, but this is roughly level. This is what Denis is playing for. So Magnus decides to go for g4. We still get g5, still get bishop b8, but now there's new options. You could actually save that pawn. For some reason, Denis doesn't do it. Not sure what he didn't like about it. He plays king g6 instead. Also a drawing move, but he is now shedding a pawn. We get king g2, f5 played. Magnus decides not to capture. Again, a playable move, but he does this one, trying to keep control of this square, captures, and you might think, hang on, f4 looks great. Apparently not so amazing. I mean, this is a deep end game, right, or relatively deep. Not easy to understand everything, but bishop e5 is a possible switchback now. No longer is this pawn dropping. The white king comes in, blockades. Different game. In some lines, the king comes here, pressures this, and the bishop is the one to keep this f-pawn under lock and key. Completely different game. None of it played. Denis decides to capture, so Magnus takes back, of course, and now king f6, and this is his point. Yes, I haven't got a passed f-pawn. Yes, I'm losing the a-pawn, but I am picking up this monster. It's still 3-on-3 here. It's still level. Magnus rushes in, but bang, Denis has got him covered. All bases secured. Now you just have to sit there, wait. How does Magnus drum up chances from here? I mean, this is insane. You can wait with the bishop now, but instead king e6 is played. Okay, still drawing, but you gave ground. Why? Wasn't needed. They're playing on seconds, of course, though. It's just split second decisions. Magnus also down on time at this point. Bishop e7 waits, bishop a5, bishop f6, bishop d2, and now, unbelievably, or believably you could say, because Magnus just loves to grind like a grandma in the end game, Denis cracks here. Under the pressure of the whole game, he makes a mistake. What should he do? The bishop has to go to e7, and we're going to see why. It doesn't go to e7, it goes to g7. What's the big difference? It's not about attacking the pawn here. It's about doing this before Denis can bring the bishop to this most pertinent diagonal. You break, bishop captures, and now black's getting trousered. You got two pawns running there, right? Like the pants on the legs on the pants, or the legs on the trousers, as you'd say in the States. Trousers, pants, same thing. And you can't cover both bases, or you can, but it distracts the pieces. This is the problem. So you get bishop e5 now played. Mistake. Apparently king f7 puts up the best defense, but then white runs this way. I don't know, crazy ninja stuff. This one played, given the double question marks of doom, because it's now left this diagonal. It's like you're just getting pulled from pillar to post, where to turn. Incredible play by Magnus. He just kills you. And after this one, now white's even up a pawn, as well as having the passed runner, and this is classy. The king's going to step in, but bang, check. And look at how the pawn and bishop complement each other so well. The king's therefore got to step away. Now you could come here. Apparently white's still killing it, of course, because you've still got the passed pawn. Different game, but not played. The king comes here in front of the passed pawn. Logical, but king f5. What to do? The bishop bounces round.
Every every single time in the endgame. You know, it's a draw, and then suddenly it's not.
Second pawn drops is absolutely terminal. Dennis, I was about to say Derek, sorry, he's thrashing, he's moribund, about to die. Magnus drops back, the G pawn is running here, there's a barrier on the C pawn, and we see the resignation and not premature. You know, one of those is gonna become a baby girl. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll be getting to that final recap soon. Don't forget to hit subscribe to never miss a video, and check out the one on screen if you want more epic chess. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you soon. Cheers.